All right, I told you I was going to talk to you next about some fun treats you can give your rabbits that are safe and, not super unhealthy because, of course, bananas and carrots and things like that are high in sugar. And some of you may have some particularly sensitive bunnies, and so they may not be able to have a lot of treats, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. But I did just get a shipment in the mail, which was what I was waiting for. So I want to show you some of the goodies we got. Now I have a couple of my Shire guys. I'm going to try to do this video with Snacks and Bumble. They're very smart, very, very clever kids, but sometimes they're a little camera shy. So we'll see if they'll participate. Now one of these I actually stole for Buns already, so one might be missing. Now, you can see they come with like an ingredients list here. It does have pellets in there. I found out about this group, which is Bunny Made in NYC. It was in New York City because they actually followed Sherwood's Instagram page, and I've loved them ever since. I've bought their Halloween bundles and ended up buying, I think, 3 of them because these guys loved them so much. So these are pretty healthy treats, and we'll see if these guys will take some of those. Noxie. And of course, Creamy is in here too. Now most of my guys have their own room. These guys are a little bit different. But Bumble usually goes ahead and tries to hide them from, she usually ends up stealing Nox's, so hopefully she doesn't do that here. Want one, Creamy? Go. There you go. It's kind of big. She'll get it. All right. And it actually comes in a basket that they can eat as well. And then I'll show you some things are both treat and toy. Like this little one from Little Beast Treats. Now these guys are actually local to Arizona, which is pretty cool. That's where I'm from. And it comes with some little herbs and stuff that you can hide under there so they can use them. And then they're also fruit flavored, so they can actually eat these little things and you can replace them if they do chew them. But here's a couple of those herbs, and I know Lyric and Reiki love these, so hopefully these guys show us too. And they actually have some more flavors. I bought some more, and I do want to show you that some things can really be toys and treats. Now this is one of the things that came in the Halloween bundle from Bunny Made NYC. I want to show you how much they liked it. I told you I got 2 of the same bundle at one point. This is what's left of the other one. So especially if they make them like fruit flavored or something, they're really going to go to town on those things. And that is what is left of the exact same toy you see here. So that can go over pretty well. Now there's also some great options, especially for sensitive bunnies. And one of those is there are a lot of treats on Etsy, including this one, which my friend actually sent from Oregon. Now they all go nuts for these. There's all these different flavors, but the cool thing is they come in different sizes too. So you see that these ones here are a little bit larger, about the size of my thumb, but these ones are really tiny, and these are great. She actually made these for her sensitive bunny because he tends to be more prone to digestive issues. And then I have my girl Buns, who's my mini Rex, who's over 9 but been through all kinds of crazy things. So these are really good for her too. That way you can give them 1 or 2 or whatever. They're not getting too much of a bad thing. It's not going to affect. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Those guys are just a little bit too shy for the camera. And these 2 I can always count on to come eat some treats. And Lyric is a pro when it comes to foraging games. Lyric! Oh, Reiki's gonna help us. Let's see. There you go. So these are kind of fun, just cute little things. They can chew on the whole thing. Like I said, you can get replacements for those little, and they've just got a little bit of herbs in there. So a little herbs, be careful with those, too much, and it's kind of rich, like a third cut hay or alfalfa or something. You just took off with one of the pieces. So now you see they have some herbs. You can let them just have a little. Some of these guys have really high tolerance levels, some have lower. So if you don't know your rabbit's tolerance, I would go easy on the herbs at first. You can also have little treats like the ones I just showed you, and you can put those in there as well. But we'll get into some other treats. I'll show you what else came. Bunny Made NYC. It actually was this time a cute little bundle here. You can turn it, get a little treat out of there. You can eat that. And it comes little, like some oat groats and stuff, but tiny portions. Something like that, really good. That's another one. It also came with these really cute biscuits here, little cookies, some herbs in a little cute jar. These really cool sunglasses. Look at there. All right. And it came with this here. You can see what this is. It says chocolate bar. Of course, it doesn't have any chocolate in there. It's really, really cute. Of course, like, you're so impatient. Look at him. He's helping. I'm sorry, Merrick. You do it one-handed, buddy. If you wanted to, you could even let him forage through this package. But here it does have a little chocolate bar, so you can give him a little teeny piece. I'm not going to give him much because we're demonstrating a bunch of treats right here. You can certainly take off the little piece and give it to him that way too. And she's oblivious, so that's that. Very cute. And these are nice big cookies. I usually break these up and give to several rabbits at once. And then Little Beast Treats, for example, has this great box. Look how cute their logo is. It's very cute. But they have this great foraging box. It's got these loofah chews and wooden chews, and all these have like fruit flavors and stuff. These guys go nuts for these little loofahs. As you can see, he just took off with it. But you can let them forage in there and pick out what they want. Look at her, she's eating hay. What a good girl. And what you can do too, if you have a sensitive rabbit that can't have a lot of treats, or say you're on a really tight budget, a lot of these treats, you know, can add up. I kind of spoil these guys rotten, and I pay a lot of money when it all adds up. But you can also do something like, you know, if you use Sherwood food, for example, it's a health food. It tastes very healthy. So what I have around, I have a friend who works for Supreme. Jody, she runs Bunnies on Board and things like that. She transports rescue rabbits and all that good stuff. I work at a lot of events with her. She's just awesome. And she'll send me some food. So I actually keep them in a jar. And when they beg me for a food, I can, you know, for treats or whatever, I can give them a little tiny one, a couple little pieces out of the jar without feeling too guilty. And they absolutely love it. So obviously, if you're using an extruded pellet already, you're not going to choose that. But that's just something you can get a big bag really inexpensively, and it'll last a long time even if you have multiple bunnies. So typically they can handle that. Now, if you have a sensitive bunny, like I mentioned, buns, for example, can't handle the loops, like there's Meadow Loops and even some of the Oxbow treats. For whatever reason, she can't even handle half of them. You know, half of one, if you break it in half, where the others can eat whole ones. And so she's just a really sensitive girl. And so she gets, you know, the treat out of the jar. And look at him, what a good boy. He's eating the hay out of there. So even hay can just be something fun. And along with all those different flavors of tea, we also got some tiny little beast treats. They're little Valentine bites. You can see them in there. There's just all kinds of options. These are just some of the many companies. There's a lot on Etsy. There's rescues like Bunny Bunch Boutique that sell treats. There's great sites like Binky Bunny and all that. These are just some ideas of some of the many things you can do. You can have them forage with these fancy toys. You can have them forage, of course, again, with like the toys that are made. So you can even have pellets be a treat if you're on a measured portion. You want to give them a little more and make them work for it and get some exercise, you can do that too. But that is Lyric signing out. If you have any questions, hit us up, and thank you so much for watching. I have a little bonus I want to add to the end, and I want to tell you that you're going to see a lot of treats out there at the pet stores and things like that, and a lot of those you want to stay away from. Anything with colored bits, just like their food, muesli mix, yogurt drops and rice pops and all that kind of stuff can actually be pretty harmful. You know, I used to, back in the day, no shame, you know, I used to give them seed logs and all that, and I've had bunnies go into stasis because of it. So please learn from our mistakes. There's a lot more information out there now that we have accessible. Back in the day, we just kind of did whatever, you know. I don't know that even my rabbits back years and years ago when I was a kid had hay and things like that, and just we want to undo a lot of those mistakes. Now there are some other treats I want to go over. This is one, for example, I got from the local rescue here. These as well. Now, KT will have a lot of things that you kind of want to stay away from, but these tend to be pretty safe. And I say that because this was once gifted to me. And Buns, who is my sensitive girl, she's hiding over there in the tunnel, does pretty well on these. Now there are a lot of herbs, Small Pet Select and things like that. These, it's actually just dried plantain. Somebody gifted me some once and the crew absolutely loved it. It's actually made for humans and not rabbits. Fluffle forage and things like that. And the loops I mentioned that Buns does not handle too well. They're great for most of them. Almost every rabbit I know loves them. Guinea pigs as well. In her case, she's just super sludge prone and she can't handle even half of one of these, but all the other guys love them. So I'll either break them in half for 2 rabbits or give them a whole one, and they enjoy that. So another thing you can do, especially if you have a sensitive rabbit, not to sell these, you know, we don't want you buying anything that you don't need, but for sensitive rabbits, this can be a great thing, especially if they're older. You know, you're trying to prevent arthritis. They need that immune support for respiratory infections or something. Just kind of, you know, it does have a little fruit sugar in it, but it's very low in sugar. We're talking milligrams, not grams, and it can be pretty effective. So if you need a treat and they like these, that's a key. If you need help giving them to them when they need them, let me know. I know they can be tough at first. You know, I've had guinea pigs take a while. Buns actually took an entire year to even try one of the supplements, and now for years she's loved them, and typically even takes them over, you know, a little sprig of parsley or anything like that. So they can be really helpful, and sometimes it just takes a while. They either love them right off the bat, they can take some time, but if you need help with those, let me know as well. But there are endless possibilities when it comes to treats. So if you have any questions or you see something and you wonder if it's healthy or not, feel free to ask me. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.